Good people, good people, good people. You know what it is. We got another podcast.
We're back, and I want to apologize before we even get to the sponsors that I don't even have the drops.
Thank God. The drops
but they're
are not
coming
here.
back. They're coming back before the year is out.
This is going to be a successful podcast because the drops are gone.
Nah, they're coming back before the year's out for sure.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Let them know who it is.
DrumCoaches.com.
Yep.
Sign up for a monthly membership if you want, but you can do the yearly where every year you get 2 months free. That's right. And also, not only do you get lessons, you get unlimited downloads for the DrumTrax app, which I created.
Oh, my gosh.
However, what I will do is I will allow this man to explain what's going on with the app.
DrumTrax app.
Happy New Year, baby! Turn up! You know what it is!
Whoa.
We out here!
It's not New Year's yet.
It's after New Year's.
No. New Year's is coming up.
No, this drops after January.
No, we're dropping this. Oh, you dropping this podcast?
This is how we starting the year off.
Oh, so you want to wait until... Okay.
You know what it is.
See, I didn't know that. I thought we were dropping that in still December, but...
Turn up!
Oh, my God.
Happy New Year, baby!
Oh, my
Y'all know
God.
what it is!
Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Are you done?
Continue.
DrumTrax app, as you guys already know, the app is free for you guys to download. Bunch of tracks on there, free to stream. If you guys want to download tracks, though, they're no longer available on the app. You have to go to the web store, all right? And the links for all of that is in the description. So let's get straight into the topic. We ain't wasting any more time dealing with your semantics.
We got a
and your
special
antics.
guest.
We do have a special guest today. We've done a podcast before. We've got a question from a viewer who's asking us about social media, asking us about how to grow their following as a drummer, as a musician, how to raise their profile so they can get more gigs and other things that they want to do in music. So we gave our 2 cents on that, but we figured, you know what, we might want to bring somebody in that could shed some more light, that has had more success than we've had. And so I went and I had to talk to my boy Dan Shinder of DrumTalkTV, and he agreed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
First of all, I don't know why you're clapping like that and you didn't want me to have the drops. I could have had applause going the whole night. Matter of fact, I'm adding an applause in.
Okay.
I'm adding drops in. I'm doing it anyway.
We're not doing no
I'm
drops.
doing it. Happy New Year, right? Turn up. That's what you say, right?
We're not doing
Turn
no
up.
drops.
Anyway.
Turn up does not rhyme with drops. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
I'm not going to think about it, actually.
Thank God. Get to the intro.
Anyway.
Introduce the man.
I'm trying.
Please.
Dan Shinder, man, listen. In January 2013, Dan Shinder founded DrumTalkTV, and I'm sure you've heard of it, and if you haven't, you've been living under a rock. And in the first year, it grew to reach and engage with 900% more people than other... wait, I'm reading it wrong. Forgive me, guys. 900% more people online than all the drumming magazines combined, and it still maintains that status. And Dan, he's been working with consulting. He's been consulting for big brands in the area of marketing and leveraging video versus the sea of text and websites and other messaging for 14 years before the big wave of video hit. And then Dan combined all his experience with marketing, technology, internet, and broadcasting, multimedia, etc., and he brought you DrumTalkTV. In 2014, he also founded Social Media on Steroids, based on the success of DrumTalkTV, which has over 1 million followers, by the way. Over 1 million followers on Facebook. You need to check it out.
What's wrong with all those people?
And you know what? He's been sharing his knowledge and experience with multiple industry clients of all sizes, startups, entrepreneurs, and now us, musicians. So, I mean, unlike a lot of people who call themselves social media gurus, Dan's actually done this stuff. He's done it, has experience. This is not him just talking about what he's heard or book knowledge, is what he's experienced through the hard work that he's done, starting off by himself and growing this thing. So listen, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Shinder himself. Give it up for him one time.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate having me on. Happy New Year, by the way. I can't believe it.
You know what it is.
2019. How did this happen?
I don't know. I remember back in 2000, everybody thought the world was going to end.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was prepared too, by the way.
Were you hiding out in a basement, bomb shelter?
Hiding out and had pounds and pounds of dried food and
I thought you were going to say you had pounds and pounds of something else, Dan.
Yeah. But it's going to be a great year, and I really appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks.
Yeah, man. So from what our viewers have asked us and what they've been asking us in different videos or in different comment sections of the different videos. A lot of drummers trying to figure out how to grow their social media. They want to figure out how to crack the code. Before we get straight into that, you've done it. You've started Drum Talk TV. You've grown it to over 1 million followers. Man, give us a bit of insight into that journey, like from the beginning. What made you start it?
Great question, because it's an interesting story. Before I started Drum Talk TV, for about 6 months, I was teaching lessons online. I had a platform called Dan's Drum Clinics. And the way that came about was I had been working in corporate America for years with my own video production company, and that's some of what you referred to. I was working with really big brands, doing marketing and training videos, brands like Citibank, Wells Fargo,
wow.
The Food Group, which at the time was Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell. I went to Australia for 10 days and stayed for 2 years.
Wow.
I ended working a lot with the charter yacht industry in the Sydney to Hobart race. And I came home, and my wife had come home long before I did and took care of my dad for the last 16 weeks of his life. And when he passed away, this was at my sister's place where he was living. I moved back into our house. And I was like, what do I do? I don't know. And I told my wife, I said, yeah, I really don't know what I want to do. So let me just help you with your marketing and stuff. She's an artist and she teaches, does art therapy, does murals. She sings, she's a performer, has a one-woman show, all kinds of things. So we did that for about 3 months. And then she said one day, she said, I think you need to find someone else to work with or do your own thing, something that fills your cup and what you
get
really
out of my
meant
hair,
was,
basically.
yeah, exactly.
Cramping my
it
style.
was just maybe a little smothering, and I didn't know what to do. So how old was I then? I was 49 or 50, and she said, why don't you teach drum lessons? And when she said that, I realized, wow, yeah, I know how streaming video works now. I know how to market. I'm a trained trainer. I am a drummer. So I started that. But then what happened was, after a few months, I had this idea, this concept that drummers, and really all musicians, but let's just take drummers for a moment, can learn not just from at a practice pad or a drum kit, but we can learn from each other's perspectives based on their unique experiences. So I had this idea to start interviewing fellow educators and drummers, and some friends said, you're crazy, why would you interview your competitors? And I just didn't see it that way. And one day I was leaving the house, we were in Vegas at the time, and I have 2 sons in San Diego, and Enja saw all these camera cases and crap stacked up by the door. She said, why are you taking all that with you? And I told her my new philosophy, and I said, I'm going to interview this guy and that guy and just have fun with it. And her eyes got real big, because I used to do interviews in another life. And she said, that's what you need to do. I said, what? She said, interviews. I said, woman, it's all about the drum lessons. Just another little tab on the website. I went down to San Diego, did the interviews, visited with my sons, came back 2 weeks later. We watched the interviews, and she's like punching me in the arm. See, I told you, this is what it's all about. Under her polite demand and support and everything, 3 months or a month later, I closed Dan's Drum Clinics, and I opened Drum Talk TV 3 weeks before the 2013 NAMM show. I got a media pass. I showed a friend of mine how to use one of my big cameras out in the parking lot before we went in. And on that first year, I interviewed some really big brands. I interviewed everybody from Gavin Harrison to Nico McBrain to Frankie Banali, goes on. And I knew that was my calling. And I just got really good at the content part of it. I knew from the beginning, and this is what everyone has to do. I sat at the grown-ups table, and I had to come to terms with myself and realize that maybe not everyone is going to be interested in just the interviews, so I need to have other stuff too. And I came up with about 14 different types of content that were not our core product, which is interviews. And we had 47,000 active fans on Facebook, and we're reaching 1 million people a week by the 7th week, by like February 23rd or something like that. I have the screenshot of those stats, and I use it in presentations and stuff still.
Wow.
And yeah, it was crazy. And then I really started to pay attention to how things work. And one of the biggest mistakes that everybody's making in business on social media, especially musicians. And musicians, please remember, I'm part of your tribe, okay? I'm part of the same family. So when I say something, it's not to be condescending. It's not to be browbeating. It's not to talk down to anybody. It's out of love and wanting you to get the same results I've gotten so that you can succeed. What does that mean, get results from social media? The more people you have that fall in love with what you do, the more music you're going to sell, the bigger gigs you're going to get, the more butts and seats you're going to get, the more students, lessons. Whatever your goal is, you'll get more of it if you work your social media right. The problem is everyone's following everyone off the cliff. It's like everyone's copying the dude who's about to fail the test miserably. And I look every day and everybody's failing.
Man.
And there's two biggest areas. Ready for the two biggest areas that I just cringe at every day because I care. If I didn't care, I would laugh at it.
Talk about
but
it.
I really care. So the first thing is most people, all they do is promote. Promote, 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 promote. So before we get to music, for a car dealership, it would be, this is for sale, that's for sale. Here's the new model. Here's our used inventory, pre-owned. Come to our service department. Hey, bring the kids this weekend. We got the Jolly Jumper and the Hot Dog Guy. It's a big sale. You can't build a community of people who love with what you do around just selling, 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 selling. Same thing with a pizza shop. Same thing with a shoe store. When it comes to musicians, all they're posting is dig my video. Come to my gig, buy my shirt, buy my CD, download my tunes. Here's my new lesson. Buy, 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 buy. You cannot build a community of people in love with what you do if you're just jamming down their throats what's for sale. So I knew that from the beginning, created all that other content. The other thing that people are really failing miserable at, my third book is about to come out, and it's only on this topic. And I also talk about this topic in my live once a month webinars. We'll get to that later. But hashtags are where everyone, say this with love, is making fools of themselves. Fools! Making fools of themselves. Okay? I'm getting a little wound up and passionate here. I do not drink coffee or energy drinks. It's just the adrenaline of wanting to help. Just listen to Uncle Dan. Right. He's going to help you through this. So when people put 5, 10, 15, 20 hashtags in a post. Number one, there's a Facebook algorithm that'll limit the reach of that post because it's called digital littering. They determine that, saying it doesn't make for a nice user experience. And it doesn't, because all those, I got to curb my language here. Let me use my filter. My wife's going to come through the door. All those BS hashtags mean nothing. When you put hashtag drummer, hashtag drum life, hashtag pearl, hashtag Zildjian, hashtag I have a headache because of our party after the show last night, none of those do anything for your post. Now, a lot of people think, hangover there, Damani. But a lot of people think that if a hashtag is trending, they can use it and it's going to help their post. No. A lot of people think if they use hashtag Zildjian is somehow going to see that they use their hashtag and they're going to share their post. No. In no universe is this effing happening. Here's how you use hashtags. Ready? Big lesson right here. Here it comes. There's two things hashtags are good for. One is campaigns. One for discovery. So let's take the NAMM show, for example. NAMM show's coming up, and I'm going to give an example of what we've done every year. For a campaign and discovery of more of our Drum Talk TV material, of covering the NAMM show, every interview, and there's about probably got to be 300 interviews over the course of 4 days this year. And they're all going to be streamed live. It's not just me. I've got 5 other correspondents. And every single live video, and it'll get archived on Facebook. And I don't just teach this for Facebook. It's for everything. But the hashtag we use is hashtag DTTV for Drum Talk TV, NAMM for the NAMM show, and then the year. This year it'll be 19. So if you go onto Facebook and you put in the search bar hashtag DTTV NAMM 18, it populates with every interview we did last year. When you put, if you put hashtag NAMM show in your post, how many other bozos, excuse me, do you think are using the same hashtag? Where do you think your content's going to show up? It's not, because 630,491 other posts have the same hashtag. How's your stuff going to show up? But when you make it unique to your brand, like DrumTrax app NAMM show, or DrumTrax it'll show everything you did there related to those posts. Does that make sense so far?
It makes sense, man. I hear what you're saying. How do you feel about it, Sticks?
I feel I don't have the full information, so I'm letting him finish what he has to say. Don't cut him off. Just say, I understand, and keep going.
Wait a minute.
You try to cut him off
How
to
did I
make
cut him
me
off?
speak when he had more to say.
How did I cut him off when he asked me?
He asked you a simple question. You gave the answer, then you kept going.
Listen, I was just trying
You're
to
cutting
include
into
you
his time.
I was trying to include you in the podcast, but I gladly leave you out.
Obviously,
Gladly.
I run this
Gladly
podcast.
leave you out.
You know what it
Matter
is
of fact,
out here.
get out.
Bro, I'll
Did I
smack you with this
Wait a
microphone
minute.
stand.
Did I mention Happy New Year yet? Did I mention?
Say that again.
Did I mention Happy New Year yet?
Turn up! Happy New Year, baby!
Dan, you don't know what you just
don't know
did.
what it is.
You don't know what you. Don't instigate this guy.
They know
So-
what fans know.
so
Hashtag turn up. Happy New Year. You know what it is. Hashtag Happy New Year. Hashtag turn up.
Hashtag DTTV Happy New Year.
Ha-
That would show all the posts we put up
Yeah.
that are happy. Put hashtag Happy New Year. Hashtag jock itch. Hashtag, now if you put hashtag DTTV jock itch, it's going to show you all the videos we have about having jock itch from playing drums that are on DTTV.
Right,
okay?
because they're definitely not on the DrumTrax app. But
And so that's one example. Now, here's the other example. As a content creator, when you put hashtags unique to your brand and you go into the publishing tools of your Facebook fan page and you go to the search bar for published post and you put in, let's just say DTTV, hashtag DTTV NAM 18, now it's going to show me all of our posts.
Right.
I can look at which ones did better, which ones sucked, so that I know what works and what doesn't. You can do this through the course of a campaign of something you're selling, whether it's tickets to a show, new additions of music tracks to your app, lessons, anything. But when we just use generic, worthless, stupid ass hashtags, it doesn't do anything. And I have all kinds of examples that are in my book and in the webinar where I take screenshots and I blur out the guilty, because I'm not here to call anybody out. I'm here to help people improve so we can all get better results. I work with Ford dealerships. I work with nonprofit organizations. I work with Main Street retail. They all get it because they're business people. But for some effing reason, most of us musicians are thinking so much with the creative side of our brain that this is like, hello? Is this thing on? And I tumble, I blow by, the bats fly out of the cave, because we don't use the analytical and the business side of our brain. So my job is, like my wife says, to build a bridge.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us, like me, I don't like crowds. I don't like going to the market. But we build a bridge and we go there, we need to do it to get done, and then we come back.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to live on this side of your brain either, but we've got to embrace the fact that that a lot of people aren't doing it right, and that's who we're copying. A lot of people, like I say, are just following each other over the cliff.
Right.
Learn how to do this stuff, and of everybody that's out there teaching it, I'm the only one that I've seen. I've sat through a lot of other webinars and in-person seminars. I've read other books. I'm the only one, like you said, Damani, that's teaching it from the experience of doing it and getting great results. People, let me save you the 30,000 hours I spent developing these strategies. There's no way that it doesn't work. I'm that confident about it.
Let me ask you this real quick, Dan.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know that the viewers are going to want to know. They think about, like, for specifically, is there a perfect time to post, and also the frequency?
It's all about best advice on when to post. I'm going to answer your question, though. I'm not here to just say, oh, yeah, I got it, but buy my book. No. So in here, I have a whole system in place. So easy. Even a drummer can do it. I did it. You can do it, people. And I show exactly how to schedule. I know people just listening can't see this, but exactly how to schedule posts, schedule different forms of content, and I explain when the best times are to post. But basically, here's the answer. The best times to post are when your audience is typically awake and online. So here's an example. We have a worldwide audience. We have followers from over 130 countries, so that's all 24 time zones. But if I want to share a post from the DrumTalkTv page into Singapore Drums or Thailand Drum Club or Drumming Ireland, when a group on Facebook is named after a certain region, that means that typically most of the people in the group are in that region.
Right.
So being in Arizona, Mountain Standard Time right now, I have to be mindful that Ireland is 7 hours ahead of me. I don't want to share something into that group when it's 2 or 3 in the morning and most people are not likely on mine. Or that Australia is 15 to 17 hours ahead. Or Singapore and Thailand are 15, 16 hours ahead. So you got to kind of know what's going on. But if your audience is mostly local, let's say you got a great local rock band, you're doing gigs, you're doing weddings, bar mitzvahs, maybe a brisk here and there, quinceañeras, a little bit of everything. But you're South Florida, then post when South Florida's awake. And typically that would be when people are getting to work, getting to school, when they're not supposed to be on social media, but they are, right? We know what's going on out there. People
that and some other sites, but we're not going to bring those up.
Right, exactly. So like from 8 a.m. local time, wherever you are, till 7, 8, 10 p.m. local time, wherever you are. And if your audience is spread out from there, understand where they are. And the Facebook analytics, bless their hearts, Facebook analytics will tell you when you go to the insights, first it gives you the overview screen.
Right.
And my book number 1 shows you what matters on the overview screen. But when you go to the People's tab, it'll show you for people following your page, for people engaged with your page, for your reach, the top 10 countries, the top 10 cities, the top 10 languages. So if you're booking a tour, where are you going to go? Book it where your fans are most engaged. Book it where most followers are. Advertise your app, your lessons, your new instructional DVD, whatever it is, advertise it. Target those posts to reach people where your followers are. So that's kind of a short synopsis is the when. Now, frequency, another great question, because this is another place where people are
really blowing it.
Hey, Dan, that was perfect.
That sounded like a drop.
Because that sounded like a drop.
Oh, God.
Oh, you did my heart some joy there, Dan.
You can use that. So a lot of people, the deficiency in the results due to improper frequency is not that they're posting too much. They're posting too infrequent. Once a month does nothing for your channel. No matter what you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Flickr, Knickknack, Paddywhack, Stick It Up or Crack, whatever it is. Once a month does nothing, okay? Once a week does nothing. Once a day is fleeting. You need to... Sorry, I told you I'd get wound up. Temperature's rising in here. You dig it? It's 46 degrees out. It's like 90 in here, all right?
Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Shinder.
The Facebook algorithm will not prime the pump for you unless you're posting 2 to 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Now, save the heart attack. I'm going to take that away for everybody. And the reason why is because the way Facebook looks at it is you're either using our product or you're not. And for those who are, we're going to reward you and we're going to share your content to more people who have liked your page and who follow you. If you're posting once a week or once a day, just stay fishing or at the gym or whatever you're spending your time doing and not marketing yourself with our product. So 2 to 3 times a day. And I had someone ask me, but not on holidays or weekends, right? I said, those are the best times because what do people do on holidays?
Right. They're sitting with family, or they're supposed to be with family or with friends, but they're all on their phones. Absolutely.
And this, taking pictures, they're on the news feed and all that stuff. My wife just texted me, you sound a little crazy, love. But, you're exactly right. They're with family, they're with friends, they're traveling, they're partying, and they're taking pictures or video and sharing it on social. That's when people have more time to spend, more things to do. Same thing with the weekends. So to back up and answer it with a little more clarity, 2 to 3 times a day, and be mindful of where your audience is, and 7 days a week really, it's the same for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You really can't post too frequently now. And I'm going to give you another example, if I may. Is that okay?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Listen, so all the information.
A client called me who I service that is a Native American college on a reservation. And we filmed a whole bunch of testimonials recently of students, of instructors, the president, saying just how great the experience is there. So bless his heart, this guy, Kenneth, called me and said, Dan, I just saw that there's a testimonial posted by Clarissa, and it just posted 5 days ago. I said, Ken, remember when we did the course? Because I did the course and I do follow-up consulting. I said, when we did the course, I said, we repurpose everything. And he said, but it's not just a once and done. If the message is valuable the first time, it's valuable forever. The only exception is if you're advertising a gig that's this Saturday, you're not going to repurpose that afterwards.
Right.
But if it's valuable the first time, it's valuable forever. So I said, Ken, so I explained that to him, and he says, but 5 days, isn't that too soon? I said, Ken, do you watch TV? Yeah. Do you watch sports? Yeah. How many times during a football game do you see the same restaurant commercial, or the same car commercial, the same beer commercial, or the jeans, or the whatever, or Disneyland? It's over and over and over within the same hour or two, let alone you're worried about 5 days. And here's the other thing. We have to remember, not everybody uses these platforms, whatever it is, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Not everyone's online at the same time. You know, the user habits are different amongst our target market and our followers. So to just post once, even if Facebook let everybody see everything, you'd have to be on the news feed when it publishes, or you're not going to see it. So you want to repurpose your content. And going back to what I said about looking at your statistics and what the reach is and the video views and the engagement on your posts, that's how you decide what to share again. Don't be hooked by that boost bait that says, hey, your stuff sucks, so if you spend 20 or 50 bucks, we'll show it to 10,000 more people. Here's the mistake people make. They say, oh, wow, we're not getting video views. We're not getting reach. No one's commenting on my post. And over here it does say if we spend 20 bucks, we can reach 3,500 more people, so let's spend the money. Well, what's happening is you're giving Facebook money to show a broken post that doesn't work to more people. That's not going to fix it. So if it works organically first, that's how you know what to spend money on. And the experimentation I've done is that if it does so well and you spend money on it, I've done some experimenting where I've spent money on a post and it doesn't, we still outpace that growth. Does that make sense?
Organic reach or outpace the paid. Yeah. I've experienced that before as well.
Now, are there times where you should pay for an ad and boost a post? There are, but master this stuff organically first, because it'll help you become a better content creator. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but I have books. Will help you do that too, and free webinars. And I love teaching this stuff. I have courses that go up to, and folks, don't hang up, but I have courses that go up to $10,000. There's 6 days, 4 days each, and they include 6 months of mentoring. I have stuff that's $4. Yeah, I don't have a $4.97 thing yet, but I do have free. Once a month is free just for the music industry. And I do have stuff that starts at $4.97, where it's more one-on-one, unique to your situation. And like I said, all the way up to $1,700, $2,500, $4,500, $6,500, and $10,000. What's the difference? The difference is the depth and the personal attention relative to your unique experience. And I'm not stupid. I know that every musician out there can't afford $1,700 or let alone $10,000. Right. That's why I have the books. They're free on Kindle Unlimited. They're effing free, people. They're free. Don't worry, Dan's not sending his 19 grandkids to college with these. It's to help you. They're free on Kindle Unlimited. They're $2.99 US as an ebook. And if you're old school and old fart like me that needs the paper, loves the smell of books, you can make notes in the margins, draw rock star hair on me. I used to have rock star freaking hair. What happened? What's the deal?
Well, look,
$5.99, and then Amazon gives you the ebook. And it's just, I want to help. I see so much. And then people are complaining that they're not getting reach and stuff, and they're doing it all wrong.
Right.
Take the time to learn how to do it. Look, we've all spent so much money on our instruments and our gear, right? We've all spent so much time getting halfway decent or extraordinary with our musical craft, right? We've gone through so many heartbreaks and pains and putting up with the lead singer and the guitar player
and
all
the MD.
and other drama, right? Why don't people take the time to learn? I'm holding up the books. Why don't people take the time to learn how to make use of all that heartache, all those experiences, all the great stuff you learned, all the money you spent, all the time you put in, and you're not going to learn how to market yourself in the age where anybody with an internet connection can be a worldwide global presence like we are? It's insane that people won't learn how to do this. All right, I'm going to calm down now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dan Shinder.
Dan the Man Shinder. And
Dan the Man. 100 grand.
Next time we introduce you, Dan, we're going to have some theme music, and we're going to need you to march down like it's a WWE wrestling match. And your name is going to be Dan the Man Shinder. Listen, man, we know that the people, the audience who's been watching this and taking all of this in is going to have some questions for us. I'm just asking you now, do you think that you would be willing to come back on to the podcast and answer some more questions? Because it's apparent, your passion is apparent. It's apparent that you have a lot of knowledge. People can, and if you don't believe that Dan Shinder has built DrumTalkTV and has over 1 million followers, just go to his Facebook page. It's all links and stuff is in the description.
Buy any of those likes. We didn't buy any likes. The only posts I've boosted has been in experimenting and a few posts for some products that we endorse that we're advertising. And that was after we've had 1 million likes, actually. I never boosted posts before we had 1 million likes. Instagram, can I talk about Instagram for a moment?
Sure, let's talk, because it seems as if these days, even to me, it seems a little bit like Instagram has more, it's like where more of the drummers are than on Facebook, or they're more active there. It seems that way. Tell me what you think.
Here's the deal with Instagram. I resisted Instagram for the first 5.5 years because I just didn't see the need for it. And then people would say, but the 18 to 24-year-olds and the millennials are on Instagram. And I said, really? Let's check this out. When I write my books, when I do my presentations, it is loaded with facts. And some people don't like facts, but facts are facts. And in 2017, the Facebook mobile app was the #1 choice for millennials. Are they using Instagram? Yes. Are 18 to 24-year-olds? Yes. Are 55-year-olds like me? Yes. But the bulk of the online social media population is on Facebook. Last I checked, it was 2 billion monthly users on Facebook, 600 million on Instagram. That doesn't mean that 600 million sucks, but that's what are on Facebook. But here's the thing. There are a lot of people on Instagram, but what's missing from Instagram is 2 things. More of an experience and being able to drive traffic. What I mean by that is we already live in a microwave world. And as it is on Facebook alone, not that you'll be able to see my screen, but on Facebook alone, this is how it's used. Half the population of Facebook users is doing this. And what are they looking for? They're looking for something to catch their eyes. Do not use YouTube links. There's a tiny thing that no one sees, no one cares, and Facebook squashes the post. It's their biggest competitor. Upload the videos. But the other thing is on, oh, there's a sale. On Instagram, it's even more of a microwave. It's like, oh, look at that. Like, oh, cool drums. Like, oh, that's cute. That's my niece. Like, it's just like, it's a microwave experience, and you cannot put hot links in the posts, which means you can't drive traffic to a landing page, or where to see the new DVD, or where to see the tour schedule, or buy the book, or whatever. That
is true, but they do. I guess it's been this way for a long time. So Instagram probably has instilled the culture for a lot of people, a lot of its users, where you can use the link in the bio, and so people use that link in their bio.
One link, right? But it's only one link that does one thing. Now, fast forward for the last. Since the beginning of, I think, October, the beginning of October, we fired up our Instagram channel. I used it right before we turned 1 million, thinking, oh, this will push it over the edge. I used it for 2 weeks. I was like, this is a waste of time.
Wow.
So I stopped. But now my son, who runs our YouTube channel, our Vimeo channel, our Twitter, and our Instagram channel, he's acquired 12,000 fans in the last, 9 weeks, I think, all organic. So it does work. I'm not against Instagram. What's important is to do this, is to wear the fans hat and understand how the different channels are used. YouTube is used differently than Facebook, than Twitter. Instagram's used different than those. And use it as a content creator, understanding the behaviors of how it's used. So that's my thing on Instagram. And I'm actually excited about Instagram now because I see how fast it's growing, and I do understand it more. But it's not a place to drive traffic. It's a wonderful place to grow brand awareness. And drummers, musicians, remember, you are a brand. You have to look at yourself as a business in order to succeed in business. And if you want to be in the music business, you've got to wear the business hat too. And it doesn't take much to learn this stuff and do it. Like I said, I figured all this out on myself. I did not learn any of this from anybody. And I like to say it's so easy, even a drummer can do it. If I can do it, I truly believe anybody can do it. And as you can tell, I'm really passionate about this because most people's practices suck and they're not getting results and they're complaining about that. And most of them don't even know what the potential of results are. Like I said, sell more music, get more students, sell more apps, get more downloads, get more butts in seats, get bigger gigs. Get a friend of mine, I just interviewed her this is January, a couple months ago, December 1st, in fact, Caitlin Califas, 25 years old, bumping around like the rest of us, trying to make it in the music industry at that age. And because she's great to work with, responsible, and a really good drummer, she got a call to audition for Cyndi Lauper. She got the gig, toured opening for Rod Stewart. It's like total dream story. And a friend of mine just had a successful crowdfunding campaign, and you cannot crowdfund a project without a crowd in love with what you do. A friend of mine plays really deep progressive rock. Plus, he's in Germany. And it's like, okay, yeah, go crowdfund that, right? He took my course and he crowdfunded it with what he learned. Have you heard of the band Foghat?
I haven't heard of them.
No, I've never heard of anything named Foghat.
Fool for the City.
It's the name of my next new play-along track. Go ahead.
Foghat is a legendary golden platinum band. They took my course and I helped consult with them. They crowdfunded their last album before they even stepped in the studio.
Wow.
So stuff works, but when it comes to crowdfunding, too many people are too hasty. They think it's a silver bullet, and I'm going to crowdfund my album. I'll be able to use OPM, not opium sticks, OPM, other people's money, okay, bro? OPM, other people's money, and it's going to be a silver bullet. But what happens is they don't build the crowd first. And my challenge, honestly, I'm going to be real transparent with everybody. My challenge in selling my services, taking my course, the consulting, is people say, oh, I don't have anything to promote. I'm going to wait till my DVD comes out or my new CD and they wait, and then they launch their product and now they want to promote, and they're promoting it to crickets because they didn't build followers.
Right.
You don't build followers with your product. You market your product to followers that you build on the common interest. So again, you got to wear the fan hat. What's the common interest of a car dealership in their target market? What's the common interest?
It could be a few things. I mean, I don't know. It depends on who they're selling to.
A few. Name a few things that come to both the top of your heads. If I own a car dealership and you're my consumer that I'm after, what's the common interest?
Cars.
Cars. Transportation.
Forms of transportation, exactly. Maybe do it yourself. Maintenance. Sure. Maybe the kids are off to college. We can get rid of the van, go to the sports car. Or, damn, the kids are coming. My wife's pregnant. I got to get rid of the sports car. Actually, I had to do that. I went from a Porsche to a minivan. And those are the things we post about. What about an Italian restaurant? What's the common interest?
Cuisine. Food. It could be food. It could be recipes. It could be, just things.
It could be experience as well. The experience.
Exactly. It could also include travel, the etymology of the food, the different types of pizza and sauces from the different region. What about for musicians? What's the common interest? It's not just our
women.
It's not just our
women are the common interest. Females.
It's not just our tape or CD that we want to sell.
Wait, Dan, you didn't hear it. The common interest is females, women. Drummers want the woman.
I remember them days.
Don't say that too loud. The wife might see
with the hat on, though.
Whee! Get the propeller going. And my wife knows. I've been married for 35 years, just not to the same person. I've gone from serious relationship to say. I've never been single, man. I'm serious. I was single for 3 months before I met Enja. But the common interest for musicians, it's our heroes, it's our gear, it's recording techniques. We can go on and on and on. But too many musicians are too busy just promoting what they have going on right now. You know, their latest CD, their latest single, their latest escapades with groupies, their new tour coming up. That's great. You're not going to get anyone to buy that stuff if they're not in love with what you are, what you do, and the content that you're giving them. So I hope that makes sense, because it's the #1 F up when it comes to social media marketing. Is just promoting instead of staying present. Like the guy who says, I don't have anything to promote, or the girl that says, I'm not really doing anything right now. That's when you have to stay present the most. Out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Stay present, stay relevant, be helpful to others, be inclusive. My favorite, include them, make it an experience. And #5, be an expert in your field. Those are 5 to keep your brand alive, whether you're a musician or have a boat dealership or a karate school or whatever. It's all the same. It really is.
Look, Dan, we appreciate you for being on here with us today, man. Because I know that people going to have questions, and I want you guys watching the YouTube, listening on iTunes or wherever, yo, send us your questions on the IG, or you can send us your questions on YouTube. We're going to come back again because, look, we know Dan got more information than he's even giving us right now, and he's giving us a ton.
And for those of you who made it through, this is one of our longest podcasts we've ever done. Hashtag
all the way through.
All the way through. You asked for it, so we're giving you one. Now we're going to check the views to see if y'all actually watched it, because y'all watched the shorter ones more. But this one, we went all out for y'all. So hashtag all the way through in the comment section.
And I would love questions. If you don't mind, I'd like to give my website for the social media marketing for musicians.
You can say it all right now, but we're going to list everything in the description so they can click on it real easy too. So go ahead and let them know where you at, Dan.
So the site for that, you all know DrumTalkTv.com. You can see who I've worked with, see what we do. We cover events, we do documentaries, we do interviews. On the Facebook page, we also make it a very inclusive experience, and we curate videos from our fans from over 130 countries. So you'll see jazz for Korea one day, speed metal from Czechoslovakia another day, Gatham clay pot from India, taiko drumming, blues from Memphis. I mean, any type of drumming, drum corps, everything. So check that out. But go to socialmediamarketingformusicians.com. That's where you can not only get the books free on Amazon Kindle Unlimited, $2.99 US for the ebook, $5.99 for the paperback. But you can also opt in for my free once a month webinars, and I've committed to do this every month. I've started in August. I'm going through to July 19th. What I'm going to do then is probably just keep doing it. And from there, you can decide, do you want to learn from me more? Do you want to do some one-on-one stuff with your band? Or if you make drums or, something like that. But here's something we can do, guys. You're both going to be at the NAMM show, right?
For sure.
Yes.
Come to the Drum Talk TV booth. We'll make time, and we'll do this again, and we can live stream it from our booth as well. Take live questions about DrumTrax app, about the Drum Coach, about social media marketing, and we'll have our own show there.
Sounds dope, man. I'm in.
And for those of you going to the NAMM show, visit the Drum Talk TV booth at 6732, and on the Sunday of the NAMM show at noon, come to the front atrium of the convention center where the Idea Center is, and I'll be teaching a 1-hour session on this stuff at NAMM University, my 6th year doing it in a row. Very honored. I got a 1-hour session, and I promise you'll come away with stuff that you can use that will help you get better results. I offer a money-back guarantee, whether it's for my $497 classes or my $10,000 courses. I've never had to give a refund, because if you do what I teach, it absolutely works. If you have trouble with it, I make it my job to help you with it. So please get this side of the brain fired up, and let's get you all better results. It's worked for me immensely.
Well, we like to say
thanks, guys.
Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Dan the man, 100 grand times 10. a million followers on Facebook. Thank you for shedding a little bit of light. Like Damani said, we know you have more.
Yep.
And like we've already said, leave your questions in the comment section. DM us on Instagram. All links to everything that you need to know about today's podcast is in the description box. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so that you're notified whenever we upload new content on YouTube, Facebook, and all the other stuff, even Instagram. All of the above.
And those of you who've already hit the button or felt like you've already hit the button because you subscribed, hit it again. That's how you know we got the post notification.
And don't forget to share this video with people that you think could learn something new.
Yes.
Share it with people that you think hate
That
this
pretty
topic.
much amounts to everybody. Just so you know, that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Pretty much. So if your boy plays keys, he might want to watch this Drum Code podcast, all right? Because it works for everyone.
Absolutely. It's for all musicians, definitely.
There
We're
you
all
go.
grown.
So that's it. We're signing off. We're not going to talk your ear off. Good people.
Thanks,
Peace.
guys.
Peace.